Hello everyone, welcome back to LearningCurveAcres. I'm Marcy. Just wanted to do a quick update on a few things. First, these here are some of my sweet chocolate peppers. I have 1, 2, 3 started for sure. But then right beside it, I have habaneros starting. Sorry. So there's one there, and possibly 1 or 2 more underneath, I'm not sure. But you see how close they are? So we may end up with a rather interesting plant next year when I start these seeds, because I am going to start them just to see what happens. I have to. I'll start some of the habanero ones, some of the sweet peppers, and we'll see if we end up with something that has a bit of a cross between the two of them. Right here I also have another one of my sweet chocolate pepper bell peppers. So again, it's right beside the habaneros. Everything's all in this one spot, because here, because of where it is, how close to the house it is, it's not getting eaten by the chickens because it's up on a table, but also the deer aren't coming in and eating them. Because last time I grew habaneros, I had a deer eat it the day before, well, in the middle of the night, just before we were about to pick them. And I was not impressed with that at all. I think I have a Mexican deer around here somewhere. So, on this table, this here is supposed to be one of those ever-bearing strawberries. All it does is flower. It's strictly ornamental, and I am so disappointed. It was such a waste of money. It just really, I didn't buy it to be ornamental. I have enough of those with my geraniums and the dahlias. But I do have a little apple tree that I'm going to be planting out soon. And then hopefully next year I'm going to try grafting using Troll Forge's methods. I'll pick one of his methods and try grafting from my front tree onto this little guy, because that front tree produces the sweetest apples. They're absolutely wonderful. Now here's my dahlia, and this is for Clarice. Do you see how tall, or shall we say short, this is? And the size of this blossom? Now it's very pretty. It's a very pretty red, nice, perfect color for going into fall. But this is supposed to be a dinner plate dahlia. I think it was mislabeled. But I'm still glad it's blooming. It's pretty, and we'll see how many of these buds actually come out before we get our first frost, seeing as our first frost date is actually in only 3 weeks. Alright, so as I mentioned, our first frost date is our average first frost date is only 3 weeks away. And I've got tons of tomatoes in here. We'll see how well they show up. But the thing is, I don't know if they're going to ripen in time before we get our frost. So I am going to be monitoring our nighttime temperatures quite carefully. And if I have to, I will be covering this up. Now, this is the garden where back mid-July, so only a month ago, really, just a little over a month ago, these guys were all still in flower pots sitting here, and I was hemming and hawing whether I should plant them, and so many of you said, yeah, just do it. Well, this is what happened. Because it's, I would say, 70% rabbit manure and 25% chicken manure that's under the 2 inches of soil that was on top of this, These guys have exploded. They're coming out through the cage that I put here to protect them. So you can see, yes, the deer and the chippies and so on, they come along and they've nibbled a few things, but there's still some tomatoes starting and coming up. So I think these are supposed to be my my white currant tomatoes, I believe. And I believe these ones over here are supposed to be a form of brandywine, I think. Brandywine or Purple Prince, one of the two. And then over here, these ones, nowhere near ready yet, but all these little pear-shaped ones, these are my yellow pear tomatoes that I absolutely love because they're low in acid, so it means that the whole family can enjoy them without having stomach issues. So I haven't noticed any horned worm or tomato worms yet, but you know, usually they show up at some point. So I'll be keeping my eyes open for those still. But I just thought I'd show you and thank all of you who said, yes, just put them in, do it, got nothing to lose. The only thing I might lose is this fencing, because I may have to actually cut it off when I try to start harvesting, because, well, it's growing out and through quite well. But thanks again. Well, hope everyone is doing well, and we'll be talking to you soon.